Hello and welcome to Kentucky Farms. We're back with another episode of UMRV Upper Mississippi River Valley, and we have moved the time forward to September here. We're going to be jumping into a bit of corn silage. So we've got the cloths all set up here with the silage head. We've got our trusty Chevy Bison here all ready to go with that Artex trailer that we tried out in the last episode. And today we've also had to pick up yet another semi. We've got the trusty Kenworth here with the Kentucky Farms logo, which I love. I need to update some more of my mods to get that on there, but a huge shout out to Northwest Mods and Edits for sending me over a custom version of this truck when he updated it. Always appreciated. And we've got the recently released and dump trailer here. I think it's Lizard branded now from Carl Farms. So I can't wait to put this thing to the test. We did go all out. We got a few different options on here. And yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how this thing holds up in the field. But first off, we're going to have to get out here and get everything set up. So let's start off by purchasing a little bit of this silage additive. I think we completely forgot that that's a thing. I think if we come on in here and hit buy, we're going to buy one pallet of this and see how far that takes us. We should be able to load that right into here. If I remember right, I've got my sell point set to the yard here. We pay a small delivery fee for all of our items, but you know, it beats driving all the way up to town. So I'm going to go ahead and load this on up into the forage harvester here. I'm hoping this will more than top us off and we can bring the rest of this out in the pickup truck if we need it. But it's going through pretty quick. It looks like we're using stuff up. Yeah, we're going to have some left. Perfect. Now, the other thing that I've done since we recorded last is I've completely overhauled the recording studio. We've got the steering wheel set up now so that I can both record and live stream while using the steering wheel. So that should work out great. And we may end up with just a little bit more noise in the microphone. This is my first time trying to record since moving everything around. So we'll be adjusting some things as we go. Got the nice force feedback here on the steering wheel that I'm going to have to get used to again. But I figured, you know, it's been a long time and I really wanted to get into using the steering wheel for everything. Hopefully it's going to make for some better content. I'd really love to get into just continuing to do things in a somewhat realistic way. And hey, the less jerky my driving is, maybe my driving will actually improve over time. Who knows? We'll have to get used to it though. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So before we can actually get going here on this field, we're going to have to also bring a driver out here with the combine. I'm trying to think how we want to do this. I could try and leverage Autodrive. I think I will leverage Autodrive for the semis. But as far as running the forage harvester, I kind of want to run this myself the first time. I'm just not sure how well that's going to work. So maybe what we'll do is actually bring up course play here. We'll see if we can get course play going on this field. And then we'll get in and drive the trucks for a little bit ourselves and then see if we can get the worker going here. So if I hop in here, create a job, set my field position right down here in the corner, open, one tool, 2 headland passes should be enough with this thing. Work on the headlands, do the up-down rows, generate course. Looks like a reasonable course to me. We're not skipping any rows or doing anything crazy. It should work. This thing can shoot stuff out on either side, so I don't see why this wouldn't work. And I'm just gonna back him up and send him over here. Should make things nice and easy. And then before we actually hit start on this, we'll pop this open. This is field 23, is it not? No, this is field number 3. So can I adjust this to field 3? There we go. And let's start out with the Artex here and get this trailer going. I know this trailer is going to be able to handle our harvester area over there because I tested that out off camera. And I don't know if the other one's going to do that or not, so let's see. As far as Autodrive goes, this is actually set up. We're going to be on the unload combine mode. We're going to go out to field 3, and then we're going to come back and dump at the harvest store. So I guess technically I could just start this guy off here, and we could just jump right back over here and fire this up, and we'll see what happens when our vehicle gets over here. I'm kind of hoping it'll just figure it out and start driving in behind me here. It has found the field 3 point. I'm just trying to drive forward a smidge without getting too far here to see if the driver's going to come over here and get in line or what's going to go on. I guess the intent was really to drive the truck myself to get the field opened up, but we're doing things a little bit backwards here. Okay, I'm not feeling overly great about whatever that truck is doing here, so I'm going to go ahead and set this thing to start at the first waypoint. And oh, I was about to jump in here and take over, but it looks like he's figured it out in my absence, so I'm going to just kind of follow along here and see what this does. We don't need that window up. Well, this is actually working out quite well, but we're already at, wow, 10% full here. So while this goes, let's jump over and grab the other semi, I guess. All right, so we're bringing this Kenworth out here to the field. I am going to drive it out here manually, I think, and just see how unloading goes with us in control. We do have the steering wheel all set up here. Oh, we're getting some lag at the moment, which probably means our other semi got full. It is trying to find a course back out of the field here, so hopefully that doesn't continue to be too bad here for us, but well, it's still unloading here on the go. Well, we're gonna just hop up here and get in line and see if we can wait our turn. The fun thing about doing this is that we actually have to manage our gears a little bit better. I do have the foot pedals and everything else working. Oh, he's gonna back up here. Let's see if I can pull over out of his way. The forage harvester is stopped, kind of sort of waiting for us. I think it found me. I'm just not quite sure. I can't see out of my mirror well enough to see if I was getting out of the way for the other driver there. All right, let's get up here. I have no way to know if we're getting it in or not, so I am going to go out of cab here. While I do enjoy that we're getting to do a little bit more realistic driving here, I do also have to realize that I'm not maybe as experienced as somebody would be if they were doing this in real life, so we're going to abuse the fact that I can get an external view of my setup here as we're going. Man, I can't believe that we've got 2 semi-trailers here, or that I already filled one semi-trailer up and I haven't even gotten to the end of this field. That's pretty crazy here. So we're gonna get a lot of chaff off of this field, and I'm not sure if 2 semis is gonna be enough to keep up here or not, but we're gonna give it our best shot. And this is where things are going to get a little bit tricky, because I'm not sure I've got enough room to really go along beside in the same way that I was. So we're going to have to try and just sneak in here behind the header a little bit, I think, for some parts like this. And maybe we will go back in cab and just see how hard this is. It's really hard to tell exactly where the header is. The nose on this truck is quite long, so this is pretty difficult. I have a lot of respect for anybody who does this in real life, drives a truck here alongside / behind a forage harvester. I know I've seen them where they're just like right up on the back bumper trying to follow through as they cut through the middle of a field, and I just couldn't imagine doing something like that in a big truck like this. Now, I suppose if you're doing a lot of silage, you probably wouldn't be driving a semi with a giant sleeper on it like I am here. This is maybe not the best choice of truck for this particular job. You'd want something with a little bit shorter of a wheelbase. You're probably not making a lot of long hauls with your silage setup. And so that's one thing to consider, but I couldn't pass up an opportunity to leverage this truck again. And I didn't want to get the same one that we already had on the farm. I liked having a little bit of a variety of equipment here, so we're enjoying this immensely. And I'm about to get full here. Looks like I just got full. So let me back this thing up. We'll get spun around, and I'm kind of curious to see where the other truck is as I get turned around and head back up to the farm here. Oh yeah, this thing does not turn very tight here with this big long trailer on it. I wonder what the way is for me to raise and lower these wheels. I'm sure there's a way to do it. Lower lift axles, so let me see what that does. I suppose I should probably not be doing this while I'm driving down the road at full speed, but there we go. Now I've got all the wheels on the ground. Since we're, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Since we're full up here on silage, I want to make sure that we're redistributing as much of that weight as possible. I'm, whoa, feeling like it's pushing me a little bit here though. Let's see if I can, oh my goodness. I'm going to raise these back up and see if I regain my traction or not. I do. All right, well, maybe we'll wait until we're out on a road to lower those back down, because it got a little bit dicey there trying to turn with so many wheels having contact with the ground. Yeah, so I don't think the other truck's coming back anytime soon. It looks like it tried to drive through the river or the creek there to get back up to the farm. I'm really not sure what's going on with that, so yeah, let me see if we can get this guy driving back up to the farm here on his own, and then we'll go from there. We're gonna go to field 3 point, and then he should try to drive back to the harvester point. I'm just gonna kind of follow along here to make sure he actually does that. There we go. All right, he seems like he knows what he's doing, so I'm gonna let this guy go. This guy, on the other hand, this is a problem. So I guess we're gonna have to just deal with this the old-fashioned way. By old-fashioned, I mean super strength. Let's see if I can actually just drive him up the hill here. I am curious what the difference is between what these two trailers can hold. We've got 21.5 tons of chaff in here right now. And we are getting stuck on this field. I guess I should have thought of that before I chose to try and jump the creek with super strength. That we had some problems getting up this hill before. It's quite steep on this side, and especially when the trailer's full, it just doesn't tend to work out so good. See if we can get enough speed going here though. All right, there we go. We finally got out of this field. We'll get this driven up through the yard and check in on our other semi here, see if it managed to make the corner or if we're going to have to make some adjustments here. I'm really hoping once we get the field opened up with a pass that these semis are going to do a better job of finding their way back out of the field on their own. They should have stayed on the field and gone all the way back to that field 3 point before trying to drive to the harvester dump point here. So let's see if we can figure out what was going on there. Now, I don't see the other semi here at all. Oh, looks like he's stuck at the gate. Unfortunate. All right. I'm going to send this guy here, let him start dumping. I'm pretty sure this is going to work okay. And I will go figure out what's going on at the gate here with the other semi. I kind of want to just make sure that this starts dumping, doesn't get hung up here at all. I did kind of drive in here on my own a little tight, so I'm worried he's going to catch, but oh, it looks like we're just going to make it. And it's unloading. Perfect. All right, no problemos. Let's see what's going on up here at the gate. This semi is just quite large. Oh my goodness. Frame rates are dropping. Let's figure out what's going on here. All right, so it looks like this turn is just a little steep for this semi. I'm gonna see if we can widen this out a little bit here. That should work better, but now we've got a problem. We've got too many trucks trying to use this same space at the same time. I'm gonna have to cut around here a little bit, see if we can fix this. Oh my goodness, what a disaster. All right, we're gonna just fire this guy back off, see if he can handle it from here. We may have to readjust a little bit again as we get going, but that's all right. What I should do, honestly, is just create a path into the dump zone from the road there. That's what we're gonna do. That's the smart play. Let's not fool ourselves here and fight with the driving when we can just swing back out here and make something that's going to work just a little bit better. All right, so I've created a little bit of a path here off of our 2A main road, and let's see if this is going to let me just take this curve. Oh, it didn't find the curve. Let me see if I just needed to back up a little bit further there. I might have just been too close to that point and we completely missed it. I think this should work out fine for us, but you never know. All right, here we are. Heading forward. There we go. Now my only concern is, did I get too close to this fence? Oh, I did. Look at that, just a smidge. It seemed to figure it out, but I'd kind of prefer if we weren't smashing into that our whole way through. And because this semi and trailer are so much longer, oh, look at how much longer that is. We're gonna have to move that point. So let me see. We're gonna delete that point and maybe just drive him forward here to the next one. There we go. And I'm gonna make this the harvester dump trigger. It does find the dump zone though, so that part's working great. Let's just set this back up, and there we go. Oh, it's didn't empty it all into there. I wonder what's going on with that. Let's just double check real quick. Is our production full by any chance? I don't think it should be. We've only put 2 trailers into here. Corn silage, where's our stuff? We've got silage going in. Yeah, our chaff is nowhere near full, so we should have plenty of room here for the chaff. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but that's all right. Is this active? This is not active, so I'm going to activate the corn silage now since we are bringing chaff over here again. Get that going so that we can start making it, and I must have just rolled forward a bit here, so we're going to see about rolling ourselves back. We're probably just no longer in the zone. All right, it looks like we're unloading again here. We're all lined up. Things seem to be working better. Hopefully, this truck's going to be able to get back out of the yard now is the big test. Oh, no. All the stupid little things to get caught up on. Well, I think this is one of those things where it's going to be more a trouble than it's worth to babysit the Autodrive course for this larger truck here. We may have to just run this one manually ourselves today, and it seems like Autodrive's handling at least the bulk of that other truck running right now on its own. So I could probably turn this course stuff off and get things running a little bit better here. And then we'll have to check in on this other semi, make sure he's not getting stuck down in the ditches and stuff again, but hopefully he's going to be able to figure this out now. I'm curious to see what this truck does as he gets to the edge of the field here. I expect him to go all the way around since we haven't finished off the opening of this field yet. I see my worker up here in the other corner though. Kind of worried that he's stuck. Kind of worried that this guy is thinking driving through the middle of my field is the best solution here. And this guy tried to go to field 23 because we deleted the harvester waypoint temporarily, so that's what's going on with this guy. That was kind of thinking there was no way he wasn't full yet. My bad. Well, let's just get him turned around here and sent back up to the farm. Gotta try and get through this without backing into a telephone pole. All right, here we go. We're back up to the farm. Looks like this is gonna work fine. Now, you might have noticed we've got quite a bit of money sitting in the wallet at the moment. That was me double checking to see that our loan limit is still set at $3 million, which it is. So I'm going to go ahead and pay back down our loan a bit. We don't need that much operating capital day to day, and all of our dairy proceeds kind of cover our daily expenses, even with all these leases that we've got on the farm. So I'm not too terribly worried about it. And the one thing we wanted to do is compare sizes on these trailers. This one is 21.5 tons when full. So I'm kind of curious to see what the other trailer gets to. Looks like we got stuck over here on the tree trying to turn into things. That's all right. We'll go ahead and see if we can take over here without doing too much damage. We've got the trailer and the crops there, so all that's gonna get destroyed right out of the gate here, just by the nature of crop destruction in Farm Sim. The price we're gonna pay for trying to leverage a worker when we should just be doing things ourselves, I suppose. So I'm gonna take back over and we're gonna boogie here. We're certainly not making as much progress as I would like on this field. Getting it opened up seems to be taking a little bit longer, but I think now that we've got this first headland pass off, things are going to go a lot smoother for us, hopefully at least. This forage harvester, though, I have to say, is champing it out. We're making tons of great progress here. This got a nice wide head, and we're really cranking through the corn here. Now, this Autodrive driver is going to cause me some grief here. Hey, buddy, I suspect he's going to be a problem until we get ourselves all filled up here and out of the way. As soon as he gets turned around, I'm suspecting he's going to come railroading right back into me trying to catch up with this forage harvester. Oh, no, he's just going to get stuck up there. My goodness. Yeah, Autodrive doesn't like when you're using Autodrive for one of the drivers, but you're manually doing the other driver. It gets a little bit confused sometimes. That's my bad. I know better, but alas, I'm having too much fun driving this thing around myself. Although it helps when you keep your truck in the appropriate unloading position. Got a little bit too far ahead there, and it couldn't keep track of its unload point here, which is locked onto one at the very front of my trailer. I'd love if the forage harvester was able to pick kind of a spot further back in the trailer if you drove up, but it kind of picks the point that it picks, and it likes to stay with that one. Now, this trailer is holding quite a bit more, because I'm already at almost 20 tons, and we're only 61% full here. So I know we're going to have more tonnage in this trailer than we got in the other one, which is good. I did want to get a little bit larger of a trailer if I could, so this should work out great if we can keep it moving. I am going to have to jump back over into that other semi, though, and figure out how to get him off of the top of that hill. I suppose once I get these drivers ironed out a little bit better on the unload side, we could always take over and manually drive that forage harvester a little bit more if we wanted to. That is the fun part about getting to leverage Autodrive a bit, is it actually works pretty good with forage harvesting. However, I'm honestly having quite a bit of fun just running the semis right now, and on these up and down rows, this actually runs really well. We're getting a ton of chaff off of these fields. I can't wait to see what we end up with total silage wise. I probably should have looked a little bit closer. I think we're somewhere around 100k silage when we started all of this, so we'll see how full we get things before we're all said and done here. I'm really hoping that we can fill up our silage all the way, get the full million silage here in the harvester off of these two fields, and we'll probably need just a little bit more, coming to think of it, to make sure we're keeping things moving with the cows. we can't be coming up short on the food front. That would be devastating to our profits if all of a sudden our milking cows didn't get TMR and their productivity dropped. We'd be hurting pretty bad, I think. And that's also, we're relying on getting one more cutting of grass off of all of our fields here. We are into September, but I think if we can get through into November, I think we can get one more cutting in November the way things are set up right now. We'll have to see how it does, though. All right, now I'm not 100% certain this is going to work, but I am going to drive this over here towards the driveway, and we're going to go ahead and just hit the auto drive button here and let it figure things out. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck. And let's go over here and see if we can help this poor guy get back on course. He's sitting here on the side hill spinning out, it looks like. Yeah, having a little bit of a struggle. I don't know where this guy is trying to go. It looks like he wants to go off-roading though. All right, you got this, sir. Oh, he stole almost a whole ton of chaff when he headbutted me on the headlands there. Fascinating. All right, well, I'm confident this guy is going to be able to figure out how to get up here and get going, so I should probably head back up to the farm and double check that our other semi is not getting himself into trouble. Whoa, where's the brakes? All right, I'm going to help this guy out a little bit. I think if I just back up here and do it for him, that will get going a little bit easier here. Now I can start this off and he should figure it out. Perfect. Uh-oh. Where are you going? Oh, auto drive. Well, I mean, he figured it out. He just had to do a little bit of a U-turn first, but all right, we're going. Let's go check on the other guy. All right, the other guy's up here, but unfortunately, we don't apparently quite get lined up here to dump into the trigger, so we're just gonna take over, and I think I'll just keep driving this guy manually. He's more trouble than he's worth. We'll get all dumped out here, and I'll catch back up in the field. This time we won't have as much monkeying around in between, so I suspect we can get this guy completely filled up, and I can be heading back up to the farm here before the other guy has a chance to get up here and unload. That's at least my hope this time. We'll see how it goes. All right, looks like I'm getting up here right in time, so let's gear down into a following speed gear. Let this other guy back up and do his thing. I'm not exactly sure where he's trying to go right now. I think he might be stuck, actually. It doesn't look like he's trying to back up anymore, so probably just finding a path off of the field. Hopefully having a headland pass here is going to make that easier for him. And we are officially off to the races again. The goal being to see if we can get our semi completely filled up before that guy gets back out here and drives around like a jerk trying to run me off of the field. And I forgot I've got vehicle speed sync on here, so we are going to get that set up so I can take my foot off the accelerator and not outrun this guy again. There we go. Should work out for us. And man, that guy's driving all over the place up there. I wonder what's going on. Normally, Autodrive doesn't have such a big problem getting back off of the field. I wonder if it's just because there's only a single headland pass off right now, and it'll get a little bit easier as we take the next one off. Hopefully that's the case at least. I'm half expecting to see this trailer stuck in the ditch before we get down on the other end. All right, I see that truck coming back, and we're 92% full. We've got to get full here before he gets here. We're going to meet right at the corner too, which is going to be actually somewhat unfortunate. I got to figure out how to get out of his way here. We're almost there. 99, 100. Come on, there's my 100. Perfect timing there, and I couldn't have ended up in a better spot to get onto the road here. So I'm going to hope this guy can figure his stuff out. Looks like he's going to do a little bit of a loop-de-loop on the hill there and hopefully not lose traction as he tries to get lined up. I'm going to just have to have a little bit of faith, though, because if I watch behind me too much, we're going to run into this fence, which would be unfortunate. So let's see if we can get pulled in here this time, and I learned my lesson last time. The brakes on this thing when it's fully loaded, if you're going too fast, are not that great, so you gotta take it slow pulling into here a little bit. There we go, and just like that, we're unloading again. If I pop open our menu here, you can see here our corn silage is running. We're starting to pile up the chaff here. Different units of measure, but we do have 135 tons of chaff in here already, and we're starting to stack up on the silage, getting a little bit going here. Not a ton, but we'll be getting there. Well, 66 tons actually, but as we fill this up, I think we're going to be in good shape. And I always forget that even if I get to 1 million silage, I can still have another 1 million chaff backlog behind it. So I don't have to be overly worried about whether or not we have enough capacity for the silage. We've actually got the buffer that I can keep the raw chaff in until we've got room to make more silage, which is going to work out great for us. So yeah, this is perfect. We're going to do well here. And the fact that that other semi is running fully automated is great. That means we can really kind of keep things moving here with 2 trucks and keep up with this field being close to the farm. If we were trying to do silage in a field a little bit further away, I think we might actually need a 3rd truck, but we're doing pretty good here, and I'm gonna just keep driving this truck here, I think, today until we get that field all finished up, or we get the silo all filled up, whichever comes first. We're running down to the end here, it looks like, to start the up-down rows is my guess, now that the headlands are finished. A little bit odd that he wouldn't just take the next run over here, but it is what it is. It also means that we've kind of caught up with things, and that truck is not going to be full yet. It's barely got anything in it. I can hardly see anything from back here, so we'll just follow these guys down to the end and make sure everything gets kind of started back up again without having to require too much intervention. I'm going to pull off of the field here into the grass in case that semi needs a little bit of room to turn around. Man, this field area is bumpy. The force feedback on the steering wheel is just all over the place right now, which is kind of a fun experience. A little bit unexpected though. And as long as we're here, I might as well jump in and see how we're doing on that silage additive. We're at 45%, which is not too bad. We've got a ways to go on it still, which is great. And it looks like our semi is going to have no problems catching up here with the class. I'm liking it. And if I pop open our yield map, you can see here we're getting excellent yields off of this field. We're way up in the 125% yield range there, which is exactly where I wanted to be. I think when we did our first fields, we didn't put that corn in ourselves, and we had kind of a lower yield numbers on our first corn silage attempts. And so this is the first time we're running the farm completely ourselves and kind of diving into things, and it seems like everything's working out really good for us here. And so I'm really impressed with this. I think as far as I'm concerned, our corn silage is starting off here as a huge success. So I don't know what else to say other than I'm happy things are running as well as they are. And I do need to look at cleaning up a little bit of those courses so I can get that longer Kenworth working just a little bit better. I'd love to get both of these automated so that I don't have to babysit it quite as much. Free me up to get some really cool cinematic shots and whatnot. So I might play around with that a little bit off camera here and see if I can get that working a little bit better for next episode. And I'd love to see if we could really get through a bunch of our corn harvest here over the next episode or so. It's a big field, but now that we're on the up-down roads, we're making pretty good progress. I think we're going to have a lot less shenanigans as we get into the next episode. So I think this is where we're going to wrap things up today, and we'll catch y'all next episode. That's all for today. Kedrick out. Oh, pay attention. Oh, I didn't even hit the sign. Driving like a pro.